Hi everyone, this is Richard, CEO of altFINS. In this trading video, I will look at some sideways channel pattern trade setups that I'm seeing in the market emerge and help you understand how to identify them and also how to trade them. I really like the sideways channel or trading range patterns and trade setups because I think they're some of the easiest ones to identify, and I think the trading rules are some of the easiest to to understand as well. Now, this is a strategy that we also cover and explain in greater detail and depth in our new trading course. I think it's in the lesson 6 right here. So if you do get a chance, I encourage you to go ahead and study this lesson and answer the quizzes and so on. But let's go ahead and take a look at a real world example. It's a bit of an ugly day again. I think what we're seeing is that the prices are likely to revisit, and in some cases already have, like Bitcoin, to revisit the recent gap down, right? If you look at that chart here, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. In fact, Bitcoin is one of those assets that looks like is trading in a sideways channel. And what's a sideways channel, right? Well, when price sort of moves between a support and resistance a few times, it shows that at a certain level there's a lot of buying demand, and then it gets to a certain level that where a lot of the sellers show up and a lot of the traders take profits. And sometimes we enter certain stages of the market cycle where that kind of consolidation happens. And then we'll break out of it one way or another, either to the downside or to the upside. But while we are in that range, it is possible to make some decent money and nice trade setups. For Bitcoin, we actually have a technical analysis here that we can take a look at that already highlights this pattern as it emerges, right? So it poked its head above the $72,000 resistance, but that didn't last long. It pulled back here, found support again, just like it did around here at 60,000. Bounced back up, came back, went up to 72,000. Again, got rejected. Again, got rejected. Came back recently 3 days ago, gap down to 60,000, found a lot of support, and now it's again revisiting that level. We're getting close. I think we got really close today. It's 60,141 if I look at the real-time chart here, right? So we're back at that level, and I think there's a very good chance that we're going to find support here and bounce back up and maybe revisit 72,000 or so. So especially when I think about the fact that we are oversold, even for Bitcoin, which is still in an uptrend. So I still want to be paying attention to the overall trend. Bitcoin and some of the other assets that we'll talk about today are still in an uptrend on a medium-term basis. It's still well above the 200-day moving average, which is also a critical indication that this asset is still in an uptrend. Once it breaks below the 200-day moving average, that to me indicates that we've lost the uptrend. But Bitcoin is still well above that, and as our rating indicates, still in an uptrend on a medium and a long-term basis as well. But RSI is at 36, which is, I think, for this asset, oversold. Under 40 is oversold for an asset that's in an uptrend. So what do I want to do? I want to buy it here, close to that 60,000 or so. And now, where do I put my stop loss? Right? Well, that's the nice part about trading the range or trading a sideways channel, that it could be a very straightforward mathematical exercise. And we, again, demonstrated in the course how to do that. But basically, if my take profit level of 72,000, that's 60 from 72, that's a $12,000 difference. I take about a half of that, okay? And so to have a reward to risk ratio of 2 to 1, well, if my potential upside is 12,000, I'm gonna, be willing to accept a potential downside of about half of that. So call it about 6,000, maybe 5,000. So that would put my stop loss at around 55,000. But that kind of feels a little too far, right? That would be, I guess, 8% potential downside. That's not too bad. I'd be okay. I think I'd be okay with living that. But the other way to do it is to look at how far did the price dip below that in the recent past, right? And here's a gap down here. Let's look at the live chart here. That could be another sort of the below the prior swing low, right? And this candle, let's zoom in a bit. This candle right here, the low was 59,000. Okay, just about 59,000. So I would maybe want to place my stop loss below the 59,000 to give this trade a bit of a room to breathe. I don't want to get stopped out just with a quick sort of gap down in price. It happens sometimes. It pierces through the support, but then regains that. I don't want to get stopped out and basically get faked out. So I want to put my stop loss at below what the low was here, so call it at 58,000, maybe even 57,000, right? And that would be basically a 5% loss that I would be willing to to take for this trade. 5% loss is okay. I have to be able to live with some bad trades and lost trades, and this is not a bad trade. It could go against me. I could lose money on it, and it still be a good trade because I'm entering it with the right thought process, right? The thought process is that I'm buying something that's in an uptrend. It looks like it's a sideways channel. It's approaching a support level of 60,000 that has held up in the past. And also it's somewhat oversold. So I think all the check boxes are checked. I could still be wrong, but that doesn't mean that was a bad trade to enter. So now where else can we find such interesting trade setups? Well, one place is the technical analysis where we keep trade setups for about 60, some of the 60 major assets, altcoins. So I can just filter for sideways. Okay, there's 3 of them right now: Binance, VeChain, and Bitcoin. Okay, and so that's one area where I can find some of the ready-made trade setups. And the other way is also to use our preset filter under the strategy blocks. If I scroll down here, bullish trading range. There's 2 versions of it. They're very similar. You can try both and see how that works. Selecting the first one, then I go under charts. See, I mean, it kind of includes some of the assets that we identified, like Bitcoin, Binance, VeChain is here as well, but a bunch of others as well. Now, it also requires a little more work on your part. With this filter, we narrowed it down, but then you also have to do some work. So let's see, Binance is on this list. It's approaching that $500 that was that is the support here in this case, and about $600 is the resistance. So this is the channel here. Let's see, VeChain, the channel is somewhere between 3.8 cents support and 5 cent resistance. Right here's Jasmy coin. Not familiar with it, but clearly there's support here around this 1.5 cent and resistance at 2.5 cents. So another potential channel trade setup here as well. So if you want more trading ideas, you can certainly use the preset filter to identify such potential opportunities. They may not all fit the sideways channel pattern, but this will definitely save a lot of time in your discovery and search process as well. All right, everyone. Well, I hope this has been helpful. And keep in mind that this is not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only, and do your own research. Good luck trading.